Hello. Hi.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Hang on,
Yes.
let me make sure everything good. We're good. Hey, welcome everybody to the Renegade Realm podcast, episode 98. If you can believe that. Yeah, insane. If you're new here, Assassin was just talking about new subscribers to the channel. If you're new here, this is a podcast. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We usually have a bigger crowd. Everyone has got stuff going on, so DeMarco might show up. I know Holly's busy. She's got stuff going on. But yeah, so for now, it'll just be me and my son, Assassin, holding it down. And shout out to everyone in chat, as usual. Channel members, Barry Donnellan, Game Seeker, American Fury, and... is Arkane a channel member? I don't know. But shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. RSJ Fan, Drake Williams, BT Maverick, King Styles. Speaking of which, BT Maverick says, I'm going to brag about this all week, but I got to meet Tim Schafer, Ben Starr, Assassin, Lucy James, Blessing, and Tamor. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, Day of the Devs. That's right. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. It's so cool to meet people in the industry. It's like such a dream thing just to put like a real life stamp on some of these people that are not out of touch, but out of reach, because they're always behind, like us, behind YouTube cameras and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So that's fantastic. King Style, Andrew Cullinane, thank you for being here. Slow Lark, what's up? I was just DMing him behind the scenes. The Elemental here, the Shadowlink Dragon Wolf King says, I have been summoned. My lords, excuse me, my lady. This is going to be a very interesting stream. Yes, it always is. It always is. American Fury, hi, in my seductive red voice. Thank you. Yes, hi. Yeah, it's Timmy. Thank you, brother. And Arkane, and of course, Fark you and Frost. What's up, y'all? Yes, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're gonna talk about all the Assassin's Creed stuff. I really want to talk about Silent Hill F, and shout out to Assassin, everyone, because he's the one who helps every single week with topics, because I'm usually so busy I can't keep up with anything that's happening. So, in Resident Evil 9, so three huge IPs that are near and dear to my heart and Assassin's heart in some way or another. Maybe not Silent Hill, but at least Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed.
I don't know if my voice is gonna sound robotic, because I know Elemental he shouted that out. Do I sound normal, Red?
You're a little bit of a robot, a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can.
You're good. Chat, what have you guys been playing? I want to know. Tell me. Hey, Fark you, member for 4 months. Thank you so much, bro. Says, shout out to Assassin. Can't wait to see his wonderful face. Now listen, Assassin, I just read that. Okay, I didn't say anything. I just read it.
Okay. I know.
Right,
you read it. That's
yes,
not gonna happen. Is it better now?
It is. Yeah, you sound great.
Do I really?
You do. You sound better than you did.
Chad, do I sound okay? Do I need to?
You're like
so the funny thing is,
but I can hear you good enough. But go ahead.
Okay, so I got a snowball mic. I just got it in yesterday. I haven't had a chance to set it up. So if I sound good, then I'll keep it. But if I don't, then I'll set it up right now. It'll only take like a second.
Maybe I don't know. You kind of are botting a little more
than normal.
Than normal.
All right, let me go ahead and set it up. Why don't you talk to chat for like a couple minutes while I set it up?
Let's do that. Let's see. Yeah, Arkane says DeMarco should start looking for a new acting career if Snow White. If Snow White is on his list, what does that mean? What, like he's excited for Snow White? I don't think anyone should be excited for that. But anyway, that's just me. Hey, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I apologize. Please. Arkane. Slow Lark says, I cannot stop playing Balatro. It's funny because there are so many people have said this about Balatro. Like, I'm not even into card games, and then I played Balatro, and now I got divorced, and I had to pay child support. I'm afraid to play Balatro. I'm afraid, but I've heard that it's amazing. It got like every award in the world. It's fantastic. BT Maverick, what if Assassin staples a picture of Hugh Jackman over his real face? Yeah, exactly, just like Deadpool. Oh my god, I love that. Game Adaptation says snowballs aren't the best. I used to have one. Snowballs? Okay. Arkane, I started this Still Wakes the Deep last night. Pretty neat so far. Picked up a bunch of games on Steam. A Steam sale, yes. That was one of them. Yeah, dude, I started it whenever it was on Game Pass. I'm a huge horror fan. And haven't gone back to it yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to it because I want to buy it. You know, you guys know how I am with Game Pass. I think Game Pass is great, but I love physical media, so I want to collect stuff. Let me see. My Balatro addiction is bad as ever. Barry Donelan says, yeah. I'm scared. Oh, Snowball Mike. Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you meant like, something going on down there. Noise Mofo, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Assassin's just setting up his camera. I guess let's just get into this while Assassin sets up his stuff, or not his camera, his mic. I meant. Man, I've jumped back into Stalker. I put Stalker down because it's another one of those games that it's such a massive game, and it's not one of those games that you just play to beat. I say that all the time. So I put it down for like 2 months. Still haven't beaten it, by the way. And I have like 150. I don't know. Someone could probably check if you guys are friends. Somebody's friends with me on Xbox. You could probably check my time with Stalker 2. I have well over 150 hours at least. I know that. And I haven't even beat the main story. And today, actually, so it's had 3 major patches. Today, literally just like an hour ago, it got another patch with like 1,200 more. Yes, Game Seeker, yes. It got a massive patch, and it fixed a lot of the issues. Like, it smoothed out the mutant. Because whenever you would get into like a fight with a mutant, the animations, the way that they move are so janky. Nothing is like smooth like this. It's very like, and it's just infuriating. So they fixed that. They fixed a ton of stuff. But I've just been hooked all over. I put like another 40 hours into it just this past week, and it's been incredible. So if anyone has not checked out Stalker 2, now might be the time. They fixed a dead zone issue a long time ago, actually. So the aiming, I know a lot of people said it feels super janky. I'm going to wait for updates. Now's the time. Now's the time. Go ahead.
I got it set up. How does it sound now?
You still sound like a robot. I think it's more about your connection than your mic.
All right. Well, let me see if something's going on with my connection.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I don't have a one-man setup, so I might just have to switch over to Discord if you have to reset your router or something. But it'll be fine.
I see. Okay.
He's got it. BT Maverick, I befriended a Red Wolf on Steam. I don't think it's you. You'll know it's me if it's my logo.
Holy hell, now you're sounding robotic.
Yeah, something's going on. Yeah, hopefully
something might be going on with Discord.
It might be Discord. Let's just blame it on Discord. Farkey says, Red, I finished Harold Halibut yesterday, and today I started replaying Doom 2016. I've only got 5 levels left. Man, I've been wanting to get into Doom Eternal, the DLC. I beat the game, never finished the DLC because it's so fucking hard. That game is so that DLC, fuck. But I do want to beat it before Doom the Dark Ages comes out, which is not that long. I think I saw Holly made a post. It's like 60 days from today, or 61 days. If it's the Red Wolf logo, then it's me, man. No one else has this logo. I own it. I bought it. I edited it. It's my own. So that's me. Let's see. Sorry, I don't want to miss anyone. We all may be wrong. Maybe, I don't know. If okay, thank you, Drake Williams. I appreciate you, man. Red Wolf sounds clear. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get there. Anyway, yeah, so I've been playing Stalker 2. I'm one of those people, I'm like, whenever you're such a... Guys, you know how this is. Whenever you're such a huge fan of something, you feel like that main character syndrome. I am the world's biggest Stalker fan type thing. Same way that I feel about The Witcher. Like, I for sure know that I'm the world's biggest Witcher fan. I love Stalker so much. I love the lore. I've played and beat all the games. It's amazing. Guys, please give Stalker 2 another chance. Please do this for me. Assassin, your mic good?
Make it sound like they gave up on it.
There you go. You sound great.
All right, cool. So it was okay. So it probably was my internet. I don't know why it switched from 5G to 2G, and then I switched it back.
Yeah, the more G's, the better. Yeah, what you been playing, man? What you been into?
I haven't really been playing much. I've actually just been catching up on anime this past week, which I know some of you are going to be like, oh, weeb. Yeah.
Nah, we got some anime fans in the chat.
Do we, though?
Yeah. If you're an anime fan, let me know. Just say yay or nay in the chat. I'm actually curious. Like, for me, my example, Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. And that's pretty much it. I'll watch some anime, but it has to be tied to one of those. Game Seeker knows what I'm talking about. But I do consider that anime.
Yeah, I haven't been watching much. I've actually been working on a script. I'm working on a script chat for... I told y'all like a couple weeks ago that I was going to be covering games that DeMarco or Red doesn't normally cover, which is our beloved Eastern developers. You know, Capcom, a few others in Japan, Korea, and China. That's what I've been working on. So I haven't been streaming or I haven't been watching or playing anything. So that's what I've been doing. Red, you know about that. Actually, Red actually knows the list of games that I'm going to be talking about.
Yes, very exciting. A lot of big hitters coming from Assassin. So, and again, go check out Assassin's channel. Show him some love.
Yes, Drake Williams in chat. Solo leveling is fire. Thank you so much, bro. So there is other anime fans in here. Yes.
Yeah,
so I made a deal with Red.
I just thought that was like a term for Dark Souls grinding or something. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of is, but you know, don't die and respawn in the anime. So solo leveling, I'm pretty sure, is the biggest anime right now, aside from the other heavy hitters like Attack on Titan and such.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, solo leveling is like the newest hit. Yeah. I made a deal with Red and the others. If they watch one episode of solo leveling with me, then I'll watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I'd say that's a fair deal. Wouldn't you agree, chat? One episode of anime for 4 hours of supposedly one of the best fantasy trilogies of all time.
4 hours?
I'd say that's a fair trade, right?
No. It's more like...
Isn't it 4 hours?
It's more like 14 hours.
Oh, God. 14... Nah, hell no.
You are not getting away by not watching the extended versions of the trilogy. It's the only way. Matter of fact...
I thought that was the extended trilogy.
No, each movie is like almost 4 hours long.
Oh.
So whatever math. I feel like chat's going to be more upset that you haven't even watched it on your own accord.
Well, to be fair, So, chat, I grew up watching Harry Potter and reading Percy Jackson. I think that's fair. Like, wasn't Lord of the Rings like an early 2000s? Like,
yeah, 2000
movie franchise? Yeah, I was only 4 or 5 years old.
Or 2001?
Yeah, I was only 4. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to watch that.
I mean, it's the best time.
So yeah. Okay, so 14 hours is the whole extended trilogy? Right?
Well, DeMarco's here. He could tell us. It's about 4 hours for each movie, so it's like...
Oh, hell no. Yeah, one episode,
12,
one anime for
hours.
14 hours? Hell no. We're watching the full season, man.
I mean, what are we talking about? Is this solo leveling? Is that what we're
solo leveling?
Watching?
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys watch any of the cringe shit. Solo leveling doesn't have any of that.
Where do you watch it on?
I watch it on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
But like I said, we watch it together.
Okay, I don't have Crunchyroll. Speaking of Crunchy, DeMarco's here.
That's what I am.
That's what you are. You're a crunchy boy. Yes. What's up, man?
Boy, that's what they call me outside of the YouTube sphere. They go DeMarco, Crunch,
DeMarco Crunchy dude.
Crunchy.
DeMarchy. The crunchy dude. I like that. The crunchy dude. Fantastic. Well, DeMarco, perfect time jumping in here.
Boy.
And shout out to Nerds and Other Legends, Soil Tech. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. It means everything to me. If you're not a channel member, you can be. And once you are a channel member, you can join the Discord. I want more people in the Discord. Like I want it. And the only reason that it's behind a paywall is because, like I've told people behind the scenes, I want people to want to be there. And just sort of like build a little community. I know that it might not be for everyone. You don't have to, but the support means everything. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Shout out to Jonas, the executive producer. Jonas, Red watching Solo Leveling for Assassin and watching Lord of the Rings is a fair trade. Okay.
No, I didn't say just Red. Everyone who wants me to watch Lord of the Rings must watch Solo Leveling.
That's
Not
the
just you,
whole
Red.
world. That's the entire planet, Earth. Go ahead.
I don't know about that, chat.
I've heard Solo Leveling is really good. Actually,
It is.
My brother's
It really
gotten
is.
into it. He really likes it.
It's it actually dethroned One Piece as the most critical anime on Crunchyroll, actually.
That's pretty big.
With over like 590,000 5-star reviews or something like that. So yeah, it's really good.
I'll check it out. Okay, I will check it out. If I can watch it like on
we're
Hulu
checking
or
it out
something.
together. No, Red, there's actually this I'll tell you after the show. I'll tell you. There's actually a way that we can actually watch it for free.
King Style
Technically.
says Lord of the Rings runtime 11 hours 21 minutes. Thank you. It's fantastic. God, it's so good. It's so good. Hey DeMarco, what you been into, man?
Hello. Well, I have recently reinvigorated my passion for Marvel Rivals. I could say that much.
Oh, man, I want to play it.
Nice.
I went yesterday. Yesterday I went on a grind in Marvel Rivals, and I think I went from Silver 2 to Gold 1 in just
What
one
the
night
hell?
of grinding, because I just kept playing and playing and playing and playing match after match after match, and I've been going with Captain America.
Of course.
Or Venom. Captain America, which I think is a lot of fun. Venom, which I technically am better with Venom, but I don't like it because he's like a 1-star difficulty, so I'm like, I can be better than 1-star difficulty, so I go with Cap because he's 3. And then when I need to switch on and off, I can also do Rocket or Luna, or I've been trying to get a little bit better with Punisher because he is, I mean, he's simple, right? He's just
Very simple.
fire
I love
gun,
him.
gun go
Yeah.
boom.
Okay,
Right?
chat.
Super
So
simple, but honestly, really fun. He is fun to play. So like I said, I went from silver to gold, and I really want to cop onto it more. Like I was even, because I got back, I have a lot of stuff going on in the background, and I got back, and even today I was like, you know what? They've already started the show. Just let them do the show. I'm gonna go sit back. I'll turn it on and play more Marvel Rivals, but I came here instead. So
Thank
there
you.
go. You're important to me, Red.
I wouldn't have listened.
why do you
I
gotta
wouldn't
make
have
us
been
sound like a burden, man?
upset.
No, you know what? No, it's just been like one of those days where you're like, I just want to sit back, like I just want to play something.
Okay,
like,
chat.
You know,
If for those of you who don't know
You know
how
what I'm saying?
DeMarco plays when
I
playing
get
Marvel Rivals, he is a very good healer. I will say that. Like he is. Like if you want
He's
someone
arguably
watching your back, he's got your
the
back.
best. Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
explain to the people who don't understand? You said that you went from silver and gold and whatever.
his
What does that
Solar
mean?
K fuck you. In the rank system, if you're playing ranked and competitive, they have all these. Every competitive game has it. They have tiers.
Is it 5 ranks per color, DeMarco? Kind of like Siege.
3.
Or is
3.
it? Okay, so it's 3.
So it's 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Then you go to the next one.
Okay, yeah, with
okay.
Siege you have
And-
5. Where this sounds a lot better.
Yeah, no, well, so for what it's worth, honestly, it's not that difficult to move up. It probably gets a lot tighter once you start getting past gold, right? Once you get into, I guess the next stage would be platinum, I think.
Platinum
I'm
is
not
the
sure.
next one, I'm pretty sure.
I think maybe it gets a little bit more difficult to go up and down. But what I will say is, at least it seems like, oh my god, you went from like the bottom of silver to the top of gold. It might seem like a lot, but it really wasn't that much. It's just all it was is you once you start getting to that level, you know, either you have a good team or you don't have a good team. And there were matches where I'm getting in and I'm playing as Venom, and they're trying to blame me because they said, oh, you're going too far ahead, so the healers can't help me as Venom. And I go, what do you mean too far ahead? I'm on the objective. Like, you should be in sight of the objective if you're healing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not as though they weren't playing as, like, you know, the healer that they were playing with is Rocket, and all you have to do is blind fire orbs to anywhere in the vicinity, and then you get, like, AoE healing. That's not very strong. So
Hey, DeMarco,
they're like,
did you,
like, the tank is...
Did you see that clip on Twitter where someone is actually playing Marvel Rivals and he's complaining about not getting kills, and he starts yelling at everybody on his team, and someone perks up and goes, bro, you know this is casual, right? And then he diffuses immediately. He's like, really? Like, yeah, it's casual.
No,
He's like, oh,
but I've seen...
shit, I'm sorry.
I have been healing, and I'll have like 15,000 healing like points or whatever, and then people will be like, "Oh, that's terrible for like this amount of time." I'm like, all right, then you hop on healer, dude. Like, come on. And he's like, so there'll always be someone to. Red, can we change just on stream on YouTube? I'm to the left of you. Can I be to the right? Because that way, I always look this way. This is where my second monitor is, and where I put you guys up when on Discord. I put you guys up over here. So this way, if I'm looking this way, and we swap it, then we'll be like, I'll be looking at you.
I don't know if I can flip.
Not right now, no, but...
We'll have to figure out how to do that.
Discord, I get how it works.
I'm the same. My monitor's on my right, so I never watch the Discord monitor, which is here. I watch...
We're looking away.
We're like looking away from each other. I know. I need to try, or at least I can flip me. I don't know. I need to figure that out. I've been thinking about that too. Everything feels so weird. Everything feels so weird.
Maybe I can flip my camera. Hold on, I might be able to flip my camera.
Yeah, flip it, baby. Flip it good. Hey, shout out to everyone here. Hey, Sierra, what's up? Sergeant Sentinel Gaming, Drake Williams, and everyone for being here tonight. It's so amazing. I do want to know what you guys, chat. Are you guys going to be getting Assassin's Creed Shadows Day 1? I'm really curious. I'm probably going to be getting it late because of course I have everything physical. It's coming through Amazon. So I don't know when I'm going to get it, but
I actually got a call from GameStop when I was at work today. They told me I could actually pick it up the day before. I was like, wait, they still do that sometimes?
Oh yeah,
They're
that's
like,
so funny. Yeah, they're like, hey, just
you
let
can
you know
pick it
you're
up on Thursday. I'm like,
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's like a thing that they have to do. I think it's just an excuse to keep everyone working or relevant.
I mean, the reviews either must have done something or nothing, because I was telling Red before the show started. I was in the PlayStation store and I was looking at the pre-order list, and Assassin's Creed is currently #1 on the pre-orders for the PlayStation. So I don't know how it is on the Xbox or how high it is on Steam right now, but I would say that anticipation for Assassin's Creed Shadows is pretty high.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It definitely goes to show that all the discourse and controversy is pretty much in a bubble on YouTube and social medias and whatnot, which is a good thing, because it just goes to show you that not everyone's a total psychopath. But honestly, a lot of the controversy, there was plenty of it that was totally valid. So I'm not saying everyone's in that same boat. There's always going to be a controversy with something. I love it. Nerds and Other Legends negative. I have not found Assassin's Creed interesting since AC Black Flag, which is getting a remake. Nerds, by the way. I'm sure you already know.
Okay,
know about
that is completely fair. I will say, as an Assassin's Creed fan, that is completely fair. However, I would definitely give Syndicate a try, at least. Because that game, I'm pretty sure, was the last very decent Assassin's Creed game.
I think I agree with you, and I played it recently. My issues with Assassin's Creed Syndicate... It got a 60 frames.
They got a 60 FPS update, right?
Yeah, and my issue with it was... I've said this 100 times. My issue with the combat for Assassin's Creed Syndicate was you punch a guy in the face, you kick him in the nuts, you throw him to the ground, you pick him up, you stab him in the head, you kick him to the ground, you pick him up, you throw him into a wall, you headbutt him, you kick him in the knees, you stab him in the face again, you punch him in the face, you kick him in the face, you smell his face, you kiss his face. I'm like, can this guy just fucking die already? Like, I got so tired of the combat because they were trying to like mix like button mashy combat like we have now with Assassin's Creed with the press A to win type stuff, and it just did not feel great. But as you start leveling up in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you do kill people
it
way
gets
more
easier
quickly. Yeah, so it does.
Yeah, that's why when I replayed it for the second time, that's why I leveled up the combat first.
It was
So that way when I was in a fight,
Odyssey
it always went fast.
It was Odyssey. They started introducing time savers, right? The
Time
Egyptian
savers.
ones?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Origins?
Or
was it Odyssey?
Oh no!
Origins was the
it
Egyptian one. It was the one in Egypt.
It's Origins.
Origins.
Yes. Assassin's Creed
Odyssey
Origins.
was Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when they did the treasure maps. They did the time savers, which I guess that is what the time savers was. Yeah. Yeah. They started demonetizing the shit out of that. Yeah. Yeah. Just totally removing all the gameplay from the game. It was great. Yeah, waiting for a price drop, says Daniel Luna. Game Seeker says looks awesome, but will wait. And Nerd says, indeed. Yeah, I'm sure you're really excited about that. I can't wait. Nerd says, I did play AC Odyssey, but I lost interest. It's like The Witcher 3. I try to play and lose interest quick. I think the games are so massive, man. Like they're huge. They're huge.
That's actually something that I've been hearing from people on Twitter that have reviewed it. It's not as bloated as Origin, Odyssey, or Valhalla. In fact, it's actually kind of the opposite. There's still a bit of depth, and
Keep
it's
talking.
still
I have to get a fan. I'm gonna die.
Big open world, but it's not as big as any of the past 3 games. Kind of somewhere in between, which I think is perfectly fine. DeMarco, you're not gonna pick up Shadows, right?
Keep talking.
Am I by myself?
Yeah, keep talking. You're doing great.
What the hell? What the hell? Okay, so I can't really look at chat because my phone's dead, so I hope you guys are liking the show. I got nothing. No. Oh, man. Okay, so, I actually got nothing to talk about. I hope you guys are having a great day, at least. Like, my phone is actually turning back on, so maybe I can actually see what you guys are saying. Anyone else gonna pick up Is anyone gonna pick up Shadows day 1? Like, anybody, genuinely, that's not waiting for a sale or not waiting for a price drop? Or is anyone trying it on Ubisoft Plus? Okay, my phone is back. Holy crap, I really am alone.
Alright, sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Sorry about
Where
that.
did everybody go?
DeMarco, I don't know. He went like this and he was like, and then he just left. But I had to go get a fan because I'm gonna die. Oh my god.
Bro, do you not have any AC in that room?
No, not yet. Not yet. And like as you know, PCs are literally their own heater. Love it. So the PC is just like, what is that, DeMarco? You're muted.
It's just a big glass.
It's a big
It's
glass
just a big what?
Water. Big glass of ice.
Oh, it's tinted glass. It looks like okay, fantastic.
This is just my big. Stay hydrated because hydration is cool, boys and girls.
That's true. And sorry if you guys can hear my fan. You shouldn't be able to hear it. I have noise canceling and all that fun shit. Oh man.
Shtick.
All that shtick.
Are we
anyway.
still? By any chance, or did we move?
You're a little laggy. Sorry, I know it's frustrating. Thank God it's not just me.
You continue. I'll fix that. Hold on.
Okay, all right. So we're already talking about Assassin's Creed. So Assassin's Creed Shadows is officially doing really well as in terms of the reviews. Metacritic right now, last that I checked, it was between 78 and 87. And so I guess the average would be, like 84, something like that, if I can do math correctly.
I think it's currently 82, which I'm pretty sure is the
82
highest
on
it's been
PlayStation,
in a while.
87 on Xbox, but Xbox only has like 15 reviews or something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, if there's an average there. Again, I just think that people, again, this just goes to show that all the people that are bitching and crying about it were in the minority. And again, my complaints with Assassin's Creed Shadow is, ironically, that we have to choose between playing two characters. I don't care if we had to play as two different characters. That's not what bothers me. I don't like the splitting up of abilities. So one character can't do stealth, the other one can. The other character is not as efficient in direct combat, while the other one is more efficient. I just don't.
So that was some of the cool stuff. That was some of the cool stuff. Is the male samurai? I don't know their names, but the male samurai can do stealth. And even I watched. That's okay. I watched ACG's review. Not even the whole thing. I didn't get through the whole thing before.
I did too, actually. And I never watch reviews, but yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and he mentioned something that was really cool. Was it seemed as though that if there was like rain or environmental effects or other things going on, that you could do takedowns, and they always generated a lot of noise, right? But if there was some like rain or something going on, then it kind of muffled the sound, so you could get away with doing stealth takedowns and kind of backing out and going back in. And
yeah,
so
they mentioned that
I thought was really, really neat. And what I thought was really cool about it too, that I have a lot of respect for Ubisoft for taking the time to do this, is that the difficulty settings changed the way the AI behaved. And I have a ton of respect for Ubisoft for doing that, because that to me is how a lot of games need to innovate, is in their AI. And ACG had mentioned that he tested it around on all the different difficulties. On an easy, they just sort of waited around to get their heads chopped off. Mm-hmm. On the hard difficulty, it was really, you needed to make sure that you were tactical, because they would follow your footprints in the snow, he mentioned, if you left them behind. He said they would investigate. If they suspected, one line, and I'm not going to quote him directly, but one line that ACG said was, if they suspected you were on a roof, they would set that thing to blow.
What? That's
to go
sick.
After you. So,
okay.
So, and that was the AI on the harder difficulties, and I have a lot of respect for Ubisoft, and that is some of the features. I haven't played Assassin's Creed. We talked about this, maybe privately, maybe on last week, but I haven't played Assassin's Creed since AC3, and
yeah,
those are the types of things that make me go, I'm still not picking. Just be clear, I'm still not picking this one up, just because I'm not big enough of an Assassin's Creed fan to drop $70 on it. I'm assuming it's priced at.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not a big enough Assassin's Creed fan to drop $70 on any Assassin's Creed game. But those are the types of things that make me turn around and go, I might try. This might be the one. Like, I might try this when it hits a deep sale. So, really, really liked what I was hearing about it. But then I didn't watch the video, but I did see another review. I forgot from who, that said the game is terrible. So obviously you got to form your own opinion. Kind of just reinforces that. But
ironic that in order to form your opinion, you kind of have to buy the game and play it yourself.
Yes, but I can buy it when it hits a discount still. So similar to like Frontiers of Pandora. Like, I'm a huge Avatar fan. I love Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, and I've been waiting for that game, and it's been on sale. I think the base game went down to like $20 recently, but I've been waiting for sort of the deluxe edition with the DLC to hit that price, and then I'll make that buy. And because it's a game that I know, hey, I might hop around, I'll get my fun worth out of it for like $20, you know, and I'll get like $20 worth of time out of it too, because I'll probably never finish it. I won't have a desire to finish it, but I'll get to enjoy it. And same thing with Assassin's Creed, right? I know, hey, if I don't get my full time out of it, I'll wait for the sale. Avatar is awful. Well, I'm sure the game isn't great, but I just like the, I don't know. I like the visuals of it, and I like the world. So
he likes blue people. Nothing wrong with that.
I like blue people.
Do you? We could probably touch on that, nerds. Here in just a second. I guess so. I don't know. Assassin, what are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Shadows? I know you're a huge fan, but I didn't know about those cool little features. Again, my biggest thing is just I don't like switching characters. I'd like to, and again, I'll just have to play the game to see how it feels. I've been wrong before. Like, for example, Alan Wake 2 was great. We switched between two characters all the time, but it didn't. There wasn't like a whole lot of fundamental changes between the combat or each character. that changed the way that I played. Like it was the narrative that was driven with the two characters. That's how it was elevated. Spartan661, what's up, bro? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, man. Anyway, I don't know. Assassin, what do you think about Assassin's Creed now that you saw the reviews? Are you more hopeful now? And who are you going to be playing as?
I mean, I'm a bit disappointed that the game is kind of so divided. Like, some people absolutely love it. Some people think it's an actual innovation over the previous games. But then again, some people, like DeMarco said, some people say it's a mess. Some people say that it's terrible. Like you said, this is one that you're going to have to form your own opinion in, and I, as an Assassin's Creed fan, as a big enough Assassin's Creed fan, I do not mind paying $70 day one, maybe because that's just me, maybe because it speaks to me in terms of how stealthy you can be, and you asked me which character I'm going to be playing, so I'm going to be playing as Naue. I don't have an issue with Yasuke
that's
at all
the female,
as a character.
right? That's the
that's
Naue and
character.
Yasuke.
Yeah, that's the female
Okay.
Shinobi. Yeah.
That's the one I feel like most people would probably gravitate to. I'm just curious, Assassin, maybe you know, I'm just curious why even still, right? They're going back to this stealth route, but even still there's enemies that you can't assassinate in one hit still.
You can. So there's an option
In
that
Shadows,
they've
there's
implemented.
some, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so they've implemented an option in the past 3 games because of that complaint. You just go into the options and turn on one-hit assassination, and you're good to go. So that's gone.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
I don't think that is going to be an option in this one, because from
It is.
everything that I have seen read.
I can confirm that it is in the game.
Because that was always the thing. I heard in ACG's review again, he said that some enemies are tougher, so it won't work on them, which I think makes sense for certain enemies, but I don't necessarily know. That's always been my biggest bugaboo.
Yeah.
It
just
is
does a
like-
ton
Yeah,
of
when it comes to
damage.
Assassin's
It's
Creed,
weird.
if you stab someone
doesn't-
in the neck, they're not getting back up from that, no matter
Yeah,
how
exactly.
big they are.
It doesn't make me feel like an assassin when I'm going and it's like, oh, well,
It
I
really
mostly
doesn't.
killed you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what kind of assassin am I if I go after you from the shadows and I come out and I go, "Hajah!"
Yeah,
I
and then the
almost kill you?
dude-
like, that's not a very good assassin.
And then, like, the big dude, you try to assassinate, like, a large enemy, and they're just like, yeah, get out of here, and they just throw you. It's like, I just stabbed you in the back of the face. It's so dumb. But anyway, it is in the game. It is in the game. You can turn it on, and it's been there since, well, I think they retroactively added it in Origins. Odyssey, I think, is where they really... Or maybe it was since Valhalla they started retroactively adding it. Somebody can correct me in chat, but it's in the game, and it's amazing. Because...
Okay,
And I'm one of those
a bit
people that
salty
take
about
out
that,
like
'cause-
things like damage numbers and stuff. I hate damage numbers in general. But yeah, Ubisoft is always really great about accessibility options. So the one thing, that, of course, that I've been raving about, that I've talked to some people who have played it, that they couldn't find any options, but maybe it just requires a little bit more digging because their menus are massive. But it's the damage input and output that I hope it's in the game. But go ahead, Assassin. Red Dead, what's up, Panda? What's up? Thank you for being here. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm a little bit salty about that now because again, it's Assassin's Creed. You've never had to go into the options menu before in any of the old games to turn that on or turn it off. But maybe I'll think of it differently because when I played Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla before, I didn't. Either I completely missed it or I just wasn't completely aware of it. So maybe when I actually start playing and I actually turn it off, maybe I'll forget about it, which I hope I do.
Yeah.
But as far as Assassin's Creed Shadows as a whole, I'm perfectly glad that people seem to be liking the story. I'm not entirely sure if I would call what I've seen a reinvention or the next evolution of Assassin's Creed's gameplay. It looks completely normal to me. It seems like they brought back some of the parkour that was in Unity and Syndicate. It is still an RPG. You still make decisions. Shadows seems like the type of game where it's trying to appease the old school audience for Assassin's Creed, while not completely neglecting the RPG fantasy portion of the community. It seems like it's trying to do a dutiful dance between the two. I just have to play in order to figure out whether that's actually the case. I hope it is, because I've had no issues with the RPG elements per se. I just had an issue with the fantasy bits. Like, I get it. its history.
Yeah.
Technically, urban legends and myths, they're somewhat based on some form of reality. But at the same time, I mean, instead of fighting a Hydra, I'm not completely sure if that's actually a thing in Odyssey. I didn't fully explore the world of it. Instead of like fighting a Hydra, why don't you just fight 9 different people who have the heads of a Hydra, and then just say that you killed the Hydra? It was really 9 people pretending to be a monster the whole time.
It is. As a matter of fact, it is. A lot of that is, especially in Valhalla, like Grendel. Grendel? What's it? Is it Grendel? Right? That's the Beowulf and Grendel.
From Grendel?
Yeah, Beowulf
Yes.
and Grendel. Yeah. There's. I don't want to spoil the quest, but that's very much what that is. It is like this. There's a monster. Go ahead.
Again, I agree with Jonas. Jonas says he'd rather fight the Pope again. I'd rather fight the Pope.
I agree. And if you think about it,
everyone who complains about realism in Assassin's Creed, I'm like, bro, you fight the Pope.
They've never
It's never been based on realism.
Yeah.
But it's never introduced fantasy monsters like that either.
Right.
Like,
that is
the
fair.
EC was based on old-fashioned, like, prehistoric, first civilization, advanced tech that got wiped out because they were too prideful. Then they were reborn, then the human race came into being, and then we were fighting over the apples, which were really old prehistoric technology with reality, time warping abilities. That was the whole premise of it. And then the Fantasy Creed subgenre slipped in.
So what do you think? What do you think is going to be? So, Slowlog brings up a really good point. Surprised about the lack of excitement around the game taking place in Japan, which is a cool setting. And I remember, like, Japan is always somewhere that people wanted Assassin's Creed to take place.
Yes.
Because it fits.
I've wanted it since, I think, Black Flag.
Yeah,
but but there's a reason for that. There's a reason why people are not that excited for it anymore, and it's because Ghost of Tsushima already did that. It came out in 2020.
Late to the punch.
Yep.
Yep, they're late. They were late to the punch. Like, people are more excited for. I guarantee you, people are probably more excited for Ghost of Yotei than Assassin's Creed Shadows, because Ghost beat them to the punch. That was one of the biggest talking points when Ghost came out. It was. I don't remember who said it or which publication made this headline. Ghost of Tsushima is the Assassin's Creed game that they've wanted for years. Or the Japanese samurai game they've wanted for years. And that's basically the case. Ghost of Tsushima already did it. And of course, now Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be compared to Ghost of Tsushima.
I think it would have been more so.
But it's 5 years too late to the party.
And
if they had done it before Ghost, then it'd be different.
And that's the thing. I think that could have been a thing that they were concerned about. Like, are we just going to get compared to Assassin's Creed? And I feel like they just... I don't know. Again, I need to play the game and understand Naoe and Yasuke as characters to really sort of diversify what makes them unique in their own ways. But I don't know. Go ahead, DeMarco. You were saying.
Where do you think is next? Do you think, like, the other setting that I keep hearing for Assassin's Creed is always like World War II? Do you think we'll ever get that?
Like more modern.
They kind of touched on that. They kind of touched on World War II and Syndicate, which again is a great. Like I keep saying, it's a great game. But as far as I am aware, aside from the remake of Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Hex is the next mainline game in the franchise, and that apparently takes place during the
Salem Witch Trials.
I think it's the Salem Witch Trials. Yeah, it's going to be, again, much more mystical. Not exactly looking forward to that. But apparently they're going to lean more into survival horror with that title.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, I don't know how you can make Assassin's Creed scary, but then again, I didn't think they'd make it fantastical either.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Again, like you said, like it's always been fantastical in a way, but never with like big monsters and stuff like that. And Valhalla just took it to like a whole other level with Ragnarok. But to be fair, they did put it in their own little space. Like they didn't bring the gods. I mean, they did, but they didn't. It's hard to parse here.
It's hard to explain, and honestly, as a fan, it's something I don't. The EC was always an interesting tidbit when it was first introduced. mainly within the Desmond era of Assassin's Creed. But after that, it seems like Ubisoft didn't know where to take that storyline, and it's kind of been up and down ever since. Honestly, I think they should just reboot that whole storyline, or just reboot that part of the franchise to where newcomers could actually understand what's going on.
Yeah.
That's
I
also
lost
part of
track
the
after
reason
Syndicate.
I don't jump into Assassin's Creed for exactly that reason, because like now you're on what, Assassin's Creed 9?
I think it's more like 15 or something. It's like
No,
I'm not even kidding.
I think it's like 11 or 12.
Let's see,
Okay,
Assassin's
alright,
Creed
yeah,
1,
even worse.
2,
So,
3, Brotherhood,
No, wait. Assassin's Creed 1,
2, Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Black Flag, Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Shadows.
13.
And technically
13.
Mirage.
And then
14.
don't forget about China,
So
Russia.
Well, those are more spin-offs, Red. Those are technically more of
but
spin-offs.
But they
they're
still
still-
add to the story and the
They
lore.
do,
like,
they
so-
do. And then what's the French
you're
one?
like
Liberation?
16.
Yeah,
17.
Liberation, yeah. That was
16 to 17 Assassin's
beta.
Creed games. So
It's
when
insane.
someone's like, "Oh, are you picking up the next Assassin's Creed?" and I go, "Uh-huh."
I'm sure. Where do I start? Speaking of
Yeah.
starting, Arkane, thanks for jumping in here, man. I appreciate you, man. And listen, before we even get started asking about what you've been into, your mustache is beautiful. I love it.
Okay,
you look
I
so
need to
manly.
go grab some food because I'm hungry.
Okay.
So I'll be
I
right
tried
back.
to do
guys.
Omni-Man
I decided to go
cosplay
for
for the new
the-
season of
The
Invincible.
military look.
I love that.
So yeah, like kind of like SWAT police officer.
I love it. You're
Kinda
like,
thing.
pull over. Please pull me over, sir. Bend me over, if you will. Yeah.
Sir, do you know how fast you were going?
you
one of
got
those,
fine written all over you. What you doing, man? What you been into? What you we're talking about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been super busy. But first of all, just want to say hello, everybody. And start by saying this is probably going to be the last time I jump on the podcast, at least for the foreseeable future, because I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to
You're
be
moving.
Yeah, I've been in the process of moving. Arkane the porn star has arrived. Yes, right on the money, sir. There you go.
Arkane Holmes.
And yeah, for real. But no, I've been in the process of moving. I'm going to be starting a new job on Monday, which I'm very excited about. That's going to be a real interesting opportunity to work for a very forward-thinking company. I don't want to say much more than that because I don't want to out myself before I even get started. But
Get assassinated. Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. I'm still trying to get some content done, kind of along the way. And as far as what I've been into, so I put it in the chat earlier, but I picked up some games on the Steam sale just the other day, and one of them was Still Wakes the Deep, which is one that I've been really keen to try for a while now. You know, like survival horror set on a Scottish oil rig in like Christmas 1975, very specific time period, and everybody has like a super heavy Scottish accent. It's really interesting, but I only played it for like about an hour and a half the other night, but it's got me very intrigued to play through the rest of it. What else did I pick up? I also picked up, finally, Cyberpunk 2077, Red Dead Redemption 2, and I picked up the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima, which ties directly into this conversation that you guys are having, because I haven't actually kept up with the news, so I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention to Assassin's Creed Shadows, mainly just because to be honest, I fell off of that franchise a long time ago. The last one that I actually bought and really enjoyed was Black Flag. I tried Valhalla when that came out, but I've really struggled to get into that. So Assassin's Creed is one that has kind of fallen out of favor with me. But you guys said that Shadows has been getting like kind of like low to mid 80s review scores, which That's about where I kind of figured it would land. And what everybody's saying, you got one group of people saying it plays it too safe, other people saying it makes some really interesting changes. I kind of had a feeling that it was going to end up this way because there was so much riding on Shadows. There is so much that is riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows for Ubisoft as a company that it was always, going to be a very divisive game no matter what. So, I mean, anybody who's excited to play it, check it out. I'm happy for you. Super excited for you. It's going to be a pass from me. So
terrific game, terrific. Maybe one of the best. Maybe the best game Assassin's Creed is. Yeah.
This might just be the best Assassin's Creed game released to date. It's absolutely terrific. You've never seen anything like it before.
Thank you.
I had to because,
Thank
like
you.
I said, this is going to be the last one the last episode that I joined for a little while. So, cheers to everybody here in the Renegade Realm podcast. I don't know why I struggled to spit that out, but I'm going to take a quick sip from
Thank you.
my 4XP gaming drink. This podcast episode sponsored by
4XP. Yeah, I mean, those guys are so awesome. I have an email that I have to respond to them for, and shout out to them if they see this episode. But shout out to 4XP Gaming.
Those guys
They're so awesome.
Those guys have been super amazing, yeah. And it's funny because I'm going to be moving back to Salt Lake City, Utah, and they're actually not even like an hour or two down the road from where I'm going to be living. So that's
amazing.
That is, yeah. I thought.
So
maybe
that's who
I'd
you're working
stop
for. You're
by
working
and-
for 4XP Gaming.
No. So, like I said, who I am going to actually be employed with now. You guys obviously are aware of that. I'm going to keep it close to the vest. I don't want to go public with that.
Oh, he said
really.
vest. It's police. He's SWAT team.
Yeah,
See, it's
that's
confirmed.
it. That's the key word there, guys. That's the hint. But
Yeah.
no, I am going to keep it close to the vest. Thank you, FarQ. I appreciate you, man. But I'm just going to keep it kind of close to the vest for now. If I feel comfortable at some point later on, I might share that. But for right now, I'm going to kind of... It is not a gaming company, game adaptation newscast. That I can tell you, but I don't want to say much more. But when this opportunity came across my desk, quote unquote, there was no way I was going to pass it up. I was like, sure, I'll give this a try, see what happens, and yeah. So appreciate you as well, Slowlark. Thank you, and Noise Mofo, all of you guys. This community here on this podcast. The last thing I want to say to finish my ramble here, this is genuinely one of the most amazing communities on any YouTube channel that I have ever seen. Like, it is it's a small group of people, but this group of people here is so tight-knit. You guys are always looking out for each other, always supporting each other, and we have this amazing man to thank for that, for bringing all of you guys together and also allowing me to be on the show with y'all. So love you guys.
Love you too, brother. Yeah, super nice of you to say that. Yeah, we're all. And I know I almost said Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is doing it behind his camera as well. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Yeah, the community is amazing. Everyone in chat, again, you guys are incredible. And it's such a weird, just to go on a very 30-second quick little tangent here. Shout out to Astray Gaming in chat. Thanks for being here, bro. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. But yeah, so many people. We see so many of the same people in chat, and it's just like a big family. And so many people are so positive and supporting of each other all the time. It's just incredible. Because honestly, a lot of us are introverts, man. Like this is our hangout sessions. You know, socializing has become much more easier through social media, and 90% of the time, it's incredibly toxic and terrible. So it's really refreshing whenever you have amazing people like everyone in chat, everyone here on the panel. It's incredible. So yeah, so thank you for saying that. It's fantastic. Anyway, so Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's coming out. Assassin's gonna get it. I'm gonna play it. But I guess the verdict. Well, I just gotta put time into it and figure out when I can, get some thoughts out on it. I don't even know if I'll do a review on it because, if I did a review, an impressions video, it's just gonna be totally positive not toxic or anything whatsoever in the comment section. It'll be great. And hey, shout out! Look at this. There's someone new in chat. Thank you so much. Likes to play catch. Xbox for the W. Thank you so much for being here, man. Appreciate you. We've got a ton of new subscribers. I released some more Starfield videos, and just a ton of people flew in, and that was just incredible. So thank you guys. So if you're new here, again, it's the Renegade Realm podcast. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk all things games. And we don't console war, but when we do, we just make it funny and silly because it is silly and stupid. It's just video games. Come on. Oh, I see hearts flying. I love that. Give me that. Give me them hearts. I'll eat them. What the fuck? Okay, so hey, speaking of F, the F word, Silent Hill F. It's such a weird fucking name. I don't understand Konami. Whatever. Assassin's Creed.
You got it. What do you think the F stands for?
It's for press F to pay respects.
Press F to
Hill
doubt.
F to respect.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Fear? I have no idea. It's so weird. And the F is lowercase, which really bothers me. Why are you doing this? Anyway, I did want to talk about this because I am a huge Silent Hill fan. I'm currently streaming Silent Hill 2 every chance that I get because it is my favorite horror IP of all time. Forte, Daniel Luna says, love that. Forever, Noise Mofo, I love that, yes. This was so interesting because Silent Hill has always been in Silent Hill, and this is just strange.
No, it hasn't.
Go ahead.
Part of Silent Hill 3 was not set in Silent Hill, and I'm pretty sure Silent Hill 4, from what I've learned, was never set in Silent Hill.
Really?
So
I'm a fake fan.
No.
That's what it is. Silent Hill F stands for fake.
Forget. Okay.
There we go. It's a fake Silent Hill.
Like Silent Hill to me,
comes out.
Silent Hill to me, it just needs to be set in a rural town. You're by yourself, and there's fog. That's what Silent Hill is to me. And some creepy, weird boss following you around. That's all it is to me.
Okay.
So did anyone see Silent Hill F, like the reveal trailer?
Yeah,
I watched a little
it.
bit of it, and it looks interesting. It seems interesting. They're going for kind of a bit of a different style, and
Like
they had
the
this
Ring and
interesting. They had this interesting disclaimer about like some of the graphic imagery and topics they're going to discuss in there, which pretty heavy stuff. And Konami has been, for what it's worth, I think Konami has been, from my outside perspective, making something of a genuine effort to really try to get back into the AAA space. They're not without their duds, obviously. There have been a lot of like little spin-off Silent Hill games that have come out recently that have been just total flops, but so they're still trying to chase trends. But then you look at something like the Silent Hill 2 remake and how well that turned out, and then you look at something like Metal Gear Solid Delta and how good that looks. It feels to me, and also with Silent Hill F, that Konami is trying to, whether it's genuine or not, I think is subjective. It feels to me like a genuine attempt for them to try and re-enter the AAA space with some gusto, bring back these franchises that we haven't seen in a very long time and bring them back in a really big and interesting way.
I mean, when they were leaning on pachinko machines at the beginning of the pandemic, they realized, shit, this is not how we're gonna make money.
The pachinko, the Fallout with Kojima, it's Konami's fall from grace has been well publicized. So the fact that they're making these moves now, I don't want to speak this too early, but you look at the direction that Capcom has been heading in over the past couple of years, just win after win after win, and then everything that's going on with Sega, with Atlas and the Persona games and Metaphor,
and RGG.
with RGG's Yakuza series.
They're bringing back Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter. Sonic is more popular than he's ever been before with the movies and the games and everything. So and they're both Eastern developers, so I could very well see a near future where Konami is also heading on that track. I think it's going to take a little bit longer to get there because they've built up a lot of bad blood, but I'd love to see a redemption arc for Konami because they're, one of the oldest publishers in the business. I grew up on a lot of Konami stuff, so, and that's not even just Silent Hill and Metal Gear. They have a ton of other franchises that,
There's
they have an
rumors that
opportunity to do
Castlevania's
something
coming
with.
back.
Yeah, Castlevania,
Which
so.
apparently is heavily inspired by Metroid Dread in terms of the gameplay. I don't know if the three of you remember at the State of Play, Konami actually surprised us with Darwin's Paradox, which you play as a little octopus.
That
and
one
it
looks
plays
so
like inside.
interesting. Yeah, that looks so interesting to me.
I'm like,
that was one of the
Konami
real
doing an inside
standouts.
like game. Like what? Like they're bringing back their old franchises, but they're also experimenting with new ideas. They're kind of I don't know how it's gonna work out for them, but it seems like they took a good long look at what Capcom has been doing for the longest time, and they're like, okay, people want Silent Hill to come back, people want Metal Gear to come back, we want to make new games, let's just do it. The pachinko machines did not work out for us. So let's just do that. Let's do it.
And remember how pissed everyone was. I remember that was actually the first and last time that I ever had respect for Jeff Keighley whenever he tore Konami a new a-hole at the Game Awards for not allowing Kojima to come on stage. I was like, this guy's great.
Oh yeah, for Metal Gear 5, right?
Yeah, and I was like,
Pain?
yeah, and then all they did after that was just use pachinko for Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, and everything without actually. Again, it's just money and greed. But besides that, I got a poll up. I do want to know if you guys are interested in Silent Hill F because it is coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. So everyone will be able to play it, and everyone will be able to play Silent Hill 2 because that is coming to Xbox. I promise you it is. But in the meantime,
I was gonna say, do they still have that exclusivity?
They have a 1 year
timed
exclusivity. And Red, apparently it's not just Xbox. It may come to the Switch too as well.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing from the trailer.
There's a lot of titles that are coming to Switch 2 though.
Which is surprising though, because
like
with how
the
powerful
Oblivion
it
remake.
seems to be.
The Oblivion remake was put up as a possible Switch 2 title, and I mean I know the hardware is a big step up from the Switch 1, but
yeah,
some of these feel a little bit hard to believe.
We did
it's
get some
kind of
news
like
yesterday.
a state to believe, DeMarco, right? Like with Elden Ring and Red Dead 2, you kind of have to see it playing on the Switch 2 to kind of believe that it's there, right?
Yeah, a little bit, and then even then, like I remember, just as a joke, it could be very much like a lot of games that are on the current Nintendo Switch, right? I remember just as a joke, I downloaded because I don't have a Switch, but I was at my friend's, and I downloaded Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I started playing it, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible."
The Switch?
Wait,
They
wasn't that
actually
a
put
stream-only
game on
game?
the Switch?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm pretty
is
sure it
on
was a
the
stream-only
Nintendo
game.
Switch.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it was like just visually, and
Yeah,
just
this
like the frame
Vaseline
rate.
vision.
Yeah, if with that being said, I have no idea how Microsoft is going to be able to put COD on that thing. It's gonna blow up, literally, in people's faces.
Oh my God, Jacob
If they try to
Tupla.
download Black
Jacob
Ops 6.
Tupla says need a Rainbow Six Vegas 3. Sorry, I'm on like a separate tangent. Rainbow Six Vegas
dude,
2.
I loved Rainbow Six Vegas back
Dude,
in the day.
I
It was
still
so
play
good.
it. I still play it to this day with my friends every now and then. It is so good. It's so good. And this is a 20-plus-year-old game now at this point. It's like almost, I think it's like 18 years old. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to shout that out because I fucking love that game so much.
Wasn't Red Dead 2 also floated as like coming to the Switch 2 as a
Yeah,
launch
Red
title?
Dead 2, Rainbow Six Siege, Elden Ring was another one, Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth.
Right, and that could just drop on Xbox and Switch. Those titles maybe at the same time. Yesterday on XNC, my good friend Cody Eastwood and his awesome co-host Mag actually has some insider people that he talks to, and from what we know, DeMarco, Oblivion Remake has no plans to come to Switch 2 at this point. So it'll probably drop day one on Game Pass, obviously, and then PC. And
Xbox,
probably
PC, and
PlayStation. Yeah, and so...
I mean, PlayStation makes sense. Oblivion came to the PlayStation 3. It wasn't there at launch.
But it was terrible. You guys remember that?
Oh
my god. Yeah.
Well,
Do you
yeah,
remember
because
that
the PS3 couldn't handle
2K
game
actually
embryo.
published it originally?
Who published it?
I heard Ubisoft published it.
2K.
2K.
The same guys who do, Borderlands, Mafia,
Yeah.
Civilization. 2K,
Yeah, 2K
published Oblivion
published
back
it,
in the day.
and
That was a
somehow
very
Ubisoft
strange
published it in
time.
others.
What a weird... Yeah,
I remember
that's so
that.
weird. That's so weird. Anyway, sorry. Back to Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill F. I'm of course really interested in it, but again, it's very weird to see a Silent Hill game set not in Silent Hill. I don't know. It's really weird, but I hope that this is a good game. But it's not just them having, like, if I wanted to see another what's it called, Fatal Frame game. If anyone even knows what Fatal Frame is, set in Japan. A super horror game, very, very Japanese horror, like with the long hair, shaking
it was
and stuff.
It was on the GameCube, right? Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, and there are some new Fatal Frame games that are on Xbox and PC and PlayStation and whatever, but I haven't tried them out.
You play as a Japanese girl with a camera, right?
With a camera, right? So you would use the camera to, it was a really unique idea. So I'm hoping that whatever Silent Hill F is, it's not just Konami just slapping on Silent Hill just to make money, and then it has nothing to do. It doesn't have like the same soul and atmosphere that Silent Hill usually does. They did put up a disclaimer that I don't want to read because I'll get demonetized, but that was like, if you're sensitive to this all, and they named off all these horrific things that are going to happen in the game, and I was like, shit, this game is going to be really, really brutal and awful. But that's kind of what Silent Hill is. But Silent Hill has always really been, the draw for Silent Hill has always been that perfect mix of horror and emotion. It's got this very thoughtful emotion and trauma built into the game, where you have like a lot of reflecting on the character that you're playing as, because essentially Silent Hill is sort of like their own personal hell based on the trauma that they've been through. It's really heady, it's really deep, but anyway, it's I don't know. DeMarco, have you ever played Silent Hill? No? Great. Arkane?
No, I'd like to check out 2 Remake at some point here soon, but that's going to be after I get through a whole bunch of other games that I need to get through. Yeah, Cyberpunk's coming very soon, I think.
Bro.
Probably by or before the end of the year, but we'll see, because there's so much coming in 2025 that I don't want
to... Oh, no, I mean before you play and finish Cyberpunk is what I mean.
Before I finish... Oh, like Silent Hill before I play Cyberpunk?
Like, you need to play Cyberpunk before you do anything else, before you even move.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know about that, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to get around to it eventually.
Okay. All right. Fair enough, Assassin. Do you have any interest in this? I know you probably haven't played any of them, but
I mean, with so ironically, Silent Hill 2 Remake, I did get it like a couple hours into it, like 2 or 3 hours into it, but then Metaphor came out, and obviously Atlas takes priority over Konami. I'm sorry, that's just how I am. I have more faith in Atlas than Konami, or I have more liking to them. But no, I do like. I liked what I've played of it so far. I need to go back to it. As far as Silent Hill F, yeah, the tone of it, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really take much for a horror game to hook me, but Silent Hill F, and I would be shocked if the rumors were true that it's been rated for Q3 2025. I can't imagine Konami doing that, especially with Metal Gear Solid Delta coming out in that time frame. But then again, I could be wrong. It could come out in October or November, again, like Silent Hill 2 did, right in time for the Halloween season.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, it would be great to have another Silent Hill game so close after 2 Remake. But I'm gonna hold some doubt to that. I'm gonna say it's probably a next year title.
Okay.
Because Red, it was announced 3 years ago. Like, I cannot believe that. Like, Silent Hill F was announced 3 years ago, and they're showing it off now.
I don't know how I missed that then.
Hey, ever heard of a game called Elder Scrolls 6?
Yeah.
All right. Bringing it
Okay.
back full circle.
Yeah,
Bring it
man.
back.
God.
You wanna talk about time between announcements?
Oh my God. One of the most egregious.
Hey, man.
Man. Damn. That had to just be like an investor thing. Like show the interest and watch the SEO and look at the data coming in. People have interest. Invest in us.
No, I
don't
think
know.
I do think Bethesda made, like, not gonna go off on this tangent, but I do think Bethesda made the right move with that, because they were like, we're doing Fallout, because remember at the time it was Fallout 76. They were like, we're doing, and then it was Starfield, right? So
Yeah.
they were like, hey, we're still doing Elder Scrolls, and if you're doing Elder Scrolls, they're still doing Fallout, right? So they were like, just everybody don't lose your collective minds when we. So I still think they made the right decision, even if
Just
it
just
annoyed people.
imagine Microsoft and Bethesda announcing Fallout 5, just like they did with Elder Scrolls 6.
Nah, they're waiting. They're waiting this time around. They know they can, so they're not. But
Yeah, they're
I don't wanna
they're
go
not
off on
going to
that.
do it, but that would be hilarious just to see your reaction specifically.
it'd be exciting.
And then you'd be bouncing off walls, and then I would have to cruelly remind you, hey, remember when Elder Scrolls 6 was announced and how long ago that was?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bigger Elder Scrolls fan than Fallout fan, so I would be willing to wait.
Yeah, same.
Says the guy who said he would prefer a Fallout 3 remake over Oblivion.
What?
That's not true. I don't think that's true.
That
I was
doesn't
gonna say
sound like
that-
anything
What
this
kind
man
of
would ever
what
say.
kind of hogwash are you putting in my mouth?
Bruh, I asked
Pull
you
it-
if you were
pull
more
it-
excited for
pull it
Fallout 3
out.
or Oblivion remake, and you said
Spit it
Fallout
out.
3, obviously.
No.
No. Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I think that might have been me because
You got good memory, assassin, but that is not. we
Okay,
don't
either
know.
I'm misremembering that and that was Arkane, or maybe DeMarco didn't
was-
just
it was-
understand the question.
It was almost definitely me because like I'm as excited about an Oblivion remaster as anybody else here, but a Fallout 3 remaster, I might actually have a connection and die if I find out that that game exists and I see it revealed. So, which would be ironic because then, you know, fatal heart attack and I won't be able to play it. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, please don't have a heart attack before your second child is
No,
born,
I
please.
don't plan to. So, no, but
Yeah,
I was
how did
gonna
your
say,
husband die? Oh, he died because of a game announcement.
I was gonna say, I've actually got two smaller news stories that I'll just kind of mention towards the later half of the podcast. I won't mention it now, but I just wanted to bring that up because you guys are moving into what you talked about: Silent Hill, Assassin's Creed. Have you guys talked about Resident Evil yet?
That's what we're getting into right
No.
now, and let's do
Okay.
this. And again,
All right.
shout out to everyone here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to Jonas, who says, Todd, I would love to announce a game and then release it as soon as possible. Also, Todd, here's a reveal teaser for The Elder Scrolls 6. See you in a decade. Thanks. It just works. Thanks.
It's
fantastic.
almost been a decade, ironically.
I know,
4
it's
years
insane.
it's
Yeah,
been a
we're
decade.
7 years, almost 8 years out. 2018, right?
Yeah.
Insane.
Isn't
Same.
March 20th? March 20th is the anniversary, right, of Oblivion's launch.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2 days, a lot of people are speculating we might be getting our first glimpse potentially. So, but we'll see. Who knows?
We'll see.
According to
We'll
the
see.
leaks, it's going to be revealed and released in April.
I don't
We'll
know.
see. We'll see.
Which
So
it could
while
be a shadow
I-
drop, it could be like a week later. Who knows?
Yeah. So
We'll see.
People are
Nerds
expecting
Another Legend
very
says,
good.
is Oblivion the one narrated by Captain Jean-Luc Picard? Yes, Patrick Stewart. Yes, absolutely.
You-
He's a legend.
you are the one from my dreams.
Sean
Yes,
Bean.
exactly.
Bean's in there.
Who?
Yeah, Sean
Sean
Bean is in
Bean.
there.
Oh my
Sean
god,
Bean.
and he's so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
two of the best British men. Well, I don't think Sean Bean's British, but you're Scottish, I think. Whatever.
You get the bean when you play Oblivion.
Exactly, and you can you can.
But they're probably. I imagine they would probably keep those performances, but a lot of the other ones they probably would.
Yeah, I want to do like a whole Elder Scrolls episode sometime because that'd be great. But before we do that, let's again shout out to everyone that's here. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you. Shout out to all the channel members. You guys are amazing, and I mean that I mean that truly, deeply. Truly, deeply, be do. Wait, how the hell that song goes? Assassin, take us into the Resident Evil land, and what's going on with Resident Evil 9? And I'm gonna pee while you do that.
So, Dusk Golem, he took to Twitter. He's actually leaked accurate Resident Evil information in the past. he actually tweeted out, "The thing I think people will realize when RE9 is revealed is the reason this game has taken so long to be revealed is because it's like a big reinvention of the series to the same level as RE4 and RE7. Everyone knows that when RE4 came out in 2005, it literally it took third-person action games by storm. It was literally the precedent on how to do it right. RE7, yeah, it took Resident Evil back to the drawing board. It put it in first person, which was completely new for the franchise, and it obviously did very well. It's not going to play just like RE7 or RE8 or the remakes. It's trying new things, and it's very ambitious. It will almost definitely be revealed this year, so just hold tight." As far as reinventing the series, I just said RE4, it gave the industry standard on how to do a third-person action game with survival horror implemented into it. In RE7, again, bringing it back to the drawing board of what made Resident Evil so special. Survival horror, that is the foundation of the franchise, if I had to describe it, by also putting it in first person. Both times it reinvented Resident Evil in a new, fresh way. So, can you two think of a different way on how Resident Evil could do it?
I don't even know where to start with that. Like, right,
RE4 influenced so much.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, wait. Jonas is saying everybody is muted.
Oh
Red,
my
Red,
god.
is there something
Red.
going? Okay,
We got it.
all right. I think
My
he's
earbud. My earbud. I walked too far away. I
Okay,
apologize.
well,
You
all right,
jerk.
just to recap what Assassin said, Resident Evil 9, there's a reason why it's taken so long to reveal is because it's really ambitious. They're trying to reinvent the wheel again.
Like
after,
RE4 and RE7, which
after
everyone knows how
RE4
those
and
two games are.
RE7. Yeah, those games were total reinventions for the series. I struggled to think of a way that they could reinvent it. I mean, yeah, open world is one way they could certainly do it, DeMarco. I don't know if
I'm just spitballing. You know, you said how
Yeah.
did they reinvent Resident Evil, right? Like, what haven't they done? They haven't
yeah,
done
like
an open
more
world.
Oh, and he did
sandbox
clarify,
open
Red,
stuff.
that Leon is the
Which-
protagonist.
I don't think open world is the right idea for a Resident Evil game.
No,
Because then you
I
kind of pull out
totally
all the
agree.
horror out of it, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing.
Leon. I'm sorry, DeMarco. Go ahead.
Oh well, Leon, he was in the more actiony ones, right?
Leon
so-
was sort of the
so
one that
two-
introduced, because Resident Evil 4 was like the one that everyone, like that's like what
Yeah.
really kicked off that new genre, like you were talking about, Assassin. But then
Plus, I
Resident
mean,
Evil
it would-
6
it would
is
be
whenever
good
it
for
went
them
way
to-
off the rails with the action, like fucking just it's ridiculous. Yeah.
I think it's important that they go back to a familiar franchise, legacy character in the franchise, because you know we've had the past two mainline entries with
Ethan,
God,
which
what's his
not
name?
everybody
Ethan,
likes.
Yeah,
Ethan
thought-
is pretty much
yeah,
a polarizing character in the community.
Ethan was all right, but like going back to a established legacy character like Leon, I think is the right move. But yeah, like after such a drastic perspective shift with the third person in Resident Evil 4, that as Assassin mentioned, every third person game since then has copied that. And then Resident Evil 7 taking the series back to its roots, but going for a totally different perspective shift again into first person. I don't know, man. All I know is that Capcom has been slow cooking this thing for a long time. I really loved Resident Evil Village, probably quite a bit more than most people did, for different reasons. But and plus, I really enjoyed the Resident Evil 2 remake. I liked Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 3 was all right. I'm still trying to get through Resident Evil 4. That one's
Great
kind
game.
of been it's kind of been on the back
Yeah.
burner a little bit, but Resident Evil is a franchise that I've become really invested in over recent years, and so I'm curious to see what the next mainline entry is going to do to reinvent the wheel, you know. But to answer your question, Assassin, or rather not answer it, I just wouldn't even know where to start. All I know is that they've been cooking on this game for a while, and whenever they eventually deliver it to us, it is going to be absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to see what.
If there is one thing, if there's one thing that I am sure when it comes to Resident Evil 9 specifically, is that they brought back RE7's director specifically to direct 9. And we all know how scary that game was.
Yeah.
He practically brought this Resident Evil back to life with that game because of how scary it was. And trying new things like the first-person camera angle. As far as reinventing the wheel, I got nothing. And I would arguably say that I'm the biggest Resident Evil fan in this panel. And even I got nothing. I have no idea how they could possibly make Resident Evil different and unique more than it already is now.
Well, I don't expect them to do this with Leon specifically as a character, but honestly what I would like to see is them try to capture the same feeling that like Amnesia: The Dark Descent did. Just because, I mean, that game, as far as like horror games, is
really isolated. Yeah.
Like, we're not even sure if RE9 is going to be first or third person. I mean, Leon has been seen in third person for so long. It would be weird even for me to see Leon or playing as Leon in first person.
It's gonna be.
I think they're gonna respect that. It's gonna be third. I think they're gonna respect that and continue with that formula just because it's what fans are expecting.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. Like, I'm seeing chat. Like, I don't know if they're trying to be serious or not, but RPG elements in CRPG.
Well, I mean, we've always seen things like weapon upgrades and stuff like that. I don't think they should go any further than that. You get your armor upgrades and your weapon upgrades. Stick to that. DeMarco,
maybe in the boss.
Maybe.
Sorry, real quick. I don't want DeMarco to lose his thought. Go ahead. You were gonna say something about Amnesia. You were gonna compare that.
I think that level of horror is what I would want from, because I mean I'm biased, right? I joined in Resident Evil from Biohazard. That was my introduction to the series, and I think when I think of Resident Evil, like I understand, I knew of the classic Resident Evil games, but those are the experiences I want from a Resident Evil game, is that hardcore horror, that really like that dirty, gross, nasty, like just you know, out of this world type things. That's really what I want to see from it. So I want them to continue that. I think trying to emulate or trying to go with Amnesia's survival horror would be a lot more of an exciting direction. But that being said, I expect third person. I expect a more actiony focus. I'm wondering though, what I was going to say is I'm wondering if, as far as like a RPG mechanics, what would be very different from the series is, I think, almost of like Wolfenstein: The New Order, where you have sort of this pivotal decision that changes.
Like a branching storyline.
Yes,
that would be interesting.
In the beginning of Wolfenstein, you make a very important decision, and the story still plays out mostly the same, right? But there's a lot of very big differences that I appreciated, especially for replayability. And I think Resident Evil could really do something cool there, especially as it pertains to the Winters family, if they get incorporated in some way. Because at this point, they're kind of legacy characters now, aren't they, right? They told the Winters story, they made that clear, they're like, that's done. So now you have the ability, especially with Rose, to kind of at least, even if it's just for one game, kind of make decisions that don't matter if they're canonical or not, right? They're your canon, then that's fine. And I think that could be really interesting.
The mega my seat is no longer canon. It's no longer canon.
It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, I think that I 100% believe
that's
that
a
they're going to
great
be sticking
idea.
with the third person, because they even brought back the third
Yeah.
person in,
Yep.
which I can't wait to go back and replay Village, because if you buy the DLC, you can play
Yeah.
you can play the whole game in third person. One of the main reasons I didn't like Ethan is because I didn't have any connection to him. I didn't ever saw him. It's the same thing with, I want
It's a you
games.
problem.
It is. I think it is. Like I can't.
I
get,
actually still need to
invested.
go back and play that DLC too. So
Yeah, and I've never played
It's
the
kind
one
of
with
ironic
with
that you
her.
say that,
Oh.
Red, because the whole
Yeah.
point when developers talk about making their games in first person, they always say they do it in first person so that way you can connect to the person that you're playing as.
It never
But at the
works
same
for me.
time, if you can't see them, you
Yeah.
don't develop a connection with them. I like with Halo specifically. I get it. I understand it is a first person shooter. It has to be in first person. But at the same time, if I had to pick between Makoto Yuki and Master Chief, I obviously know who I'm gonna pick. Like who I have a better connection with, because I can see Makoto, I can see Cloud Strife, I can see Isaac Clarke, I can see them because they're in third person.
Disagree.
Like Master Chief, I get it. He's an honorable soldier, but I have more of a connection games that do third person than I do first.
Well, I mean, Master
Disagree.
Chief is, I think, because we see him in cutscenes, and that's all that I'm ever asking for. Like, for example, I told you guys I've been playing Stalker so much lately. It's not that I don't care about my character that I'm playing as, but he shouldn't have been a voiced character, because that game that is so heavily reliant on immersion, I want to be immersed. So I am me whenever I'm playing a lot of these first-person games. I don't want them to talk. Same thing with Cyberpunk. I think the performances for both male and female V were fantastic.
Yeah,
I only ever saw my character whenever I'm in the menus. I just forget. All I hear is Jesse from fucking Breaking Bad every time I hear the male characters talk in Cyberpunk, and I'm like, and then I see my character, I'm like, that's not what I have in my head at all. But it's again, it's
Metro.
preference. Yeah.
yeah, Maverick and
Metro.
Chad,
Metro.
Yeah,
Metro.
Give us the choice. Give us the choice between first and third person.
Metro.
If you're gonna do RE9.
Metro, I think, does it really well. Artyom has a voice,
He did
but
in
not when you play.
not when you play, right? In the
narrates.
loading. Yes, he narrates.
He
It's so good.
narrates, and so he has a voice. But I will say, as far as first-person games that made me really like feel for a character, I think Metro is a good example, especially when it comes to Exodus, because obviously that one just sort of took it to a really new level with just the insanity they placed on him. As far as I say insanity, the insanity other people thought of him when he's trying to do what he's doing, like finding people on the surface, right? So, but yeah, I think that's a good example of it done right.
Thank you so much, Arkane, bro. Tonight is boys' night. Let's go. Yeah,
We didn't
thanks
even
so
mean
much,
for it
bro.
to happen that way, but
Appreciate you.
it did.
this is a totally unrelated topic, but I wanted to bring this up because when you brought this up, Red, I was like, oh my god, this would be absolutely incredible. Is if EA somehow convinced, or if Hazelight, which I don't think they're interested, I think they're more interested in working on original IP,
Splinter Cell.
which they've had great success with. No, but if they somehow went to EA with a brand new pitch for like an Army of Two reboot.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Splinter
I
Cell
would
Army of Two.
be
Yeah.
ecstatic about that, dude. I grew up loving Army of Two, played it with all my friends. Such a great underrated co-op gem from the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation.
Where you could
and I
walk
just
up
wanted
to your
throw
friend that you're
out
playing
there.
online with, and like we're fist bumping, we're hugging, we're
You could
dapping
do
it up.
the moment from Predator where Carl Weathers and Arnold just
They do that thing.
go
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. You can do that. Yeah, and they do like they
Yeah.
take their rifles and they treat them like they're air guitaring with their rifle. Like it's so fucking. Those games are so.
it's
fucking
such a testosterone filled
It
co-op
is.
experience. I'd love
Yeah.
to see that make a comeback. But anyway, sorry, didn't want to go too far off track. I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, you're fine, bro. And again, thank you so much for the super chat. And shout out to everyone here in chat. We're having a great time, and we'll get to I guess the end of this thing. But I guess I'll just say that Resident Evil. Leon Kennedy is a selling point. We haven't had him since 6, so it's been, how long has it been since Resident Evil 6 was in
13 years.
Right, I was gonna say 2014
13.
or no,
2012.
2012. Oh my God. Yeah, that's okay. I was close. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Leon Kennedy for me is like the main character of the Resident Evil franchise, besides Chris Redfield. But Chris Redfield has sort of taken a different. I don't want to spoil anything.
He's gone down a very different path.
Yes, like I don't see him being a main character again for a while unless something dramatic changes in his life where he needs to be the main character again. Because right now he's just like the military. His character, I think, is peaked. I guess is what I'm saying in a good way. I don't have a problem with where he's going. But Leon Kennedy has always been that like. Leon is just fucking.
The job's
best.
never finished.
The job is
Leon
never
is
done.
pretty
He's
much
never
the job
done
is never
working.
finished guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like the president is asking me to do this shit again. For F's sake, I can't catch a break. Like, fine, listen, I'm your man. I'm your man, and I'll get down dirty and whatever I need to do.
Like, I don't know if you guys have seen like any of the Resident Evil animated movies, but there is a scene where Chris and Rebecca they go to ask Leon for help, and man, he was just done. He was drinking. I think he had like 3 whiskey bottles on that table, and Chris was just like, "Are you really gonna drunk yourself into another stupor?"
Leon,
and
really?
Leon was just like, "I don't know. Is it Tuesday?"
Oh my God!
Like I said
he was
earlier,
just done, man.
I haven't gotten that far into Resident Evil 4 because there's just been so much going on, but I did like the fact that it kind of sort of leaned a little bit more on his PTSD from his experience at the police department in Raccoon City, like as a rookie cop, and how that kind of informs his more kind of grizzled veteran kind of take in Resident
He's like the
Evil
Geralt.
4, I thought was
very quiet.
Well, it's like
and grizzled.
You can see how much he's changed since Resident Evil 2. Like, I like
big
that.
time.
In Resident Evil 4, they make a point of like showing you and telling you that like he's gone through a lot. Like he's a much more hardened, more cynical guy than, you know, the fresh-faced recruit that he was in Resident Evil 2. And
can I just say that Nick Apostolides, who voices Leon in both the remake of 2 and 4, he did a fantastic job.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
Like he actually read some comments from IGN like a couple years ago. Like I think it was a couple years ago. Yeah, when 4 came out, and he was like, "Yeah, I was so glad that Capcom asked me to come back because 4 was actually his favorite game." And so he had to make a dutiful balance between going from 2 to 4, because he acknowledges it. Like 2, Leon is just like, "Hi, I'm Leon," and 4, he's like, "Yeah, here we go again."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that because I didn't realize that it was the same character. Because it's not that I wasn't a fan of the voice actor in Resident Evil 2, but I was so convinced that it was a completely different voice actor because he raises his voice pitch. He makes himself sound like much more like this. And then it's the same fucking dude in 4 when he's like, "All right, we're back, Mr. President." He's like I had no idea.
Where's everyone gone? Bingo.
Oh my God! When he goes to the police station,
Hasta luego.
So good, so good. Yeah, so shout out to him.
No thanks, bro.
Yeah, I love Leon.
He mentioned that line was cut in the remake, and he was so upset. I don't know if you guys knew this, but in that same video, they were actually going to cut the bingo line entirely, but it just didn't feel right.
I'm so glad they kept that. That was
so the director was like, "You know what? For shits and giggles, let's just bring the bingo card back in." Nick was like, "Really?" And so they did it, and they were like, "Yep, we got to keep it."
It was such a great way to like cut the tension, because that's literally in the intro when you finish that sequence where you're in that small little village and you're having to like board up the windows and like hold everybody off until the bell starts ringing. And so it's high stakes, high adrenaline, your blood's pumping the whole time. And then at the very end, when everybody disperses and he gives like this cocky little one-liner, it's such a great way to like cut it. It just cuts the tension with the knife. It's such a great little comedic relief moment there.
And it also makes you feel like you just wasted so much resources, and you're like, and everyone just fucking leaves. And oh man, I remember feeling like, fuck man, maybe I could have like just stood in a room or something because it's just like endless. It's so good. Resident Evil 4 is the best, man.
It is one of the greatest
I really,
RE games
I really
ever
do
made.
I really do need to fast track my like completion of that game because I think I'm still only in like chapter 3 or chapter 4. I am nowhere near close to finishing that game, so I need to speed it along. So
yeah.
No,
it's
take your
amazing.
time when you do play it. I did want to, and it's not necessarily a topic. We have like 10 minutes, maybe 15 left if you guys want to go over a little bit, but Games Adaptation Newcast, he made a good point in Arkane. You did respond to him. Not enough people give Capcom a lot of credit to where they were 8 years ago to now.
well, they're starting to now. Look at the
IGN,
1.3 million people playing Monster Hunter Wilds just a week or two ago.
They can't miss.
And it's funny because
They haven't missed.
IGN made a video about Capcom's what they were going through 10 years ago to now, and it's kind of interesting what Capcom was going through back then. Street Fighter V launched bare bones. Umbrella Corps was the next Resident Evil game.
Oh,
Devil May
gosh.
Cry was
I
MIA.
totally forgot about that one. Yeah.
Like they were in danger of bankruptcy and completely getting out of the industry entirely, but they brought Resident Evil back to the drawing board. They put all their bets in on the RE engine, which fantastic engine, by the way, even though it does have some performance
It's
hiccups.
one of the best ones on the market, in my opinion. It's so good.
Exactly, and the fact that Capcom, they looked at themselves and went, stop trying to appeal to the Western market, just make the games that you're good at, make them great, and just release them everywhere on all platforms. And look where they are now.
That's a great point, actually. They did something that like very few publishers and developers are able to do nowadays. They like took a genuine look at themselves in the mirror and asked, how can we improve? Like, how can we actually be better, for ourselves and for the consumers? And you look at where they are now, it's incredible. I think somebody who made a video about not just Capcom, but kind of like Eastern developers more broadly, who really articulated this really well is Legendary Drops. He's an amazing content creator. He's a very well-spoken, very eloquent, very articulated man.
Thank you.
He made a great video about like how developers in the East have been like very steadily overtaking Western developers in terms of like the quality of their games and just a bunch of stuff. And Capcom obviously was brought up, and he talked a lot about Monster Hunter Wilds and how it's just a video game, dude. You just go in, you kill monsters, the gameplay is fun, and really isn't
Video
that
game
what
as
we...
video game. I'm keying. That's
Right,
my
like-
term that I'm keying.
It's
well,
funny that you mentioned
yeah.
that, Arkane, because in that same video, like the head Monster Hunter producer of the franchise, he actually brought up a good some points about Monster Hunter in particular. It was never meant to be just a Japanese-based only franchise, but they made it that way so in particular because the handheld market was coming up, and you know how Japanese players, they prefer handhelds. Monster Hunter was launching handheld. They were doing Japanese-based events. They were doing Japanese exclusive quests. And Brett, I'm pretty sure that maybe you've heard about some of these things, but in terms, they wanted to change that with World specifically. And he actually commented about Monster Hunter World's title. World was not just meant to exacerbate how big the game was. It was a nod to their upcoming initiative to make their games worldwide global phenomenons. And I kind of like that tongue-in-cheek that Monster Hunter World was, even though Resident Evil 7 came first, Monster Hunter World was technically the first one to be like, we want to be global, we want to be more worldwide with our IPs. So I kind of just like that nod, and it has paid off so well. Like, their new games are popping off, like Kunitsigami, and they're reaching a point where they can experiment again, like with
I'm
Kunitsigami,
really
with
excited for
Exoprime.
Comfortably.
Onimusha, dude. Onimusha looks crazy good.
They're
I
bringing
can't
back
wait to try
dormant
that one out.
IPs like Onimusha. They're bringing back Okami.
DeMarco, are you a fan of Resident Evil, or if there was a Capcom game?
I'm not crazy about. If I had to pick something for Resident Evil, it would probably be Biohazard.
I'm sorry. Yeah. You mentioned that. Yeah.
I think Village did a good job continuing that, but I do think it missed the mark when it strayed away from the horror parts.
I think a better question would be like if there's anything else in Capcom's portfolio that you're a fan of. I think that's
what I was
going
to ask.
Dragon's
DeMarco,
Dogma, right? Dragon's Dogma is another one.
Yeah,
Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma when it came
Yeah,
out.
did you try that, DeMarco?
Oh
man, it's
Dragon's
so
Dogma.
up your alley.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
You did.
Yeah, you did. You were talking about it.
I totally forgot. You were streaming it and everything.
For some reason, I was thinking of like Watch Dogs or something, which is Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, it's so weird. Yeah. You have any plans to go back to that? Could that be your favorite IP by them?
I think no, I still think Biohazard is better than Dragon's Dogma 2. And would I go back to Dragon's Dogma? Probably, with knowing that Crimson Desert is on the horizon.
Yeah. Oh God, that game is still fake to me, but I can't wait to see.
It looks like it looks like Dragon's Dogma, but like a little better.
Okay, to be fair, DeMarco, Crimson Desert is pretty much. It feels like 10 different franchises in one.
It does. That's why I'm like, that game is a fake game. Fake game.
Like
totally
I see
fake.
Assassin's
The most
Creed,
fakest.
I see Zelda, I see God of War. All we're missing is Halo, and we got Super Smash Bros. As a game.
It's not even real. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
So depending on what Crimson Desert turns out to be, maybe I would go back to. It's disappointing,
DeMarco, is there any other game besides Resident Evil or Dragon's Dogma in Capcom's lineup that you're curious about? Not that you want to play it, but you're just like, I want to know more before I jump in.
I've tried Monster Hunter. I tried Monster Hunter World, I think.
That is completely fair if you don't like it. I understand why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But then again, did you play with friends or did you play it by yourself?
I did it with friends next to me, because I tried that out when I was in college. In a dorm room with a bunch of friends. So they were there. They were helping me out, teaching me stuff. They might have even been playing. I don't remember it at this point. But I wasn't a fan of, in that particular instance, I wasn't a fan of spending 30 minutes fighting the same thing.
Yeah, that's
and the attack patterns weren't like, it's not like Dark Souls or Demon or Elden Ring.
There's no lock
like
on,
a lot of
right?
challenge to it.
Mm-hmm.
No, not even the lock on. It's just not challenging, in my opinion.
It's
challenging.
Whoa. Okay.
It's challenging because the fight is so drawn out. It's not like playing
It's
The
funny
Witcher
that they changed that with Wilds. Actually, they listened to the feedback from World about how some of the quests were taking too long or some of the hunts were taking too long.
Mm-hmm.
So they dimmed it down. I didn't even realize that they actually said that. Like, apparently the hunts that took like an hour, they now take like 20 minutes. And now it's the end game stuff that is really the hard stuff.
Yes.
That's still really long, and I didn't find the difficulty in Monster Hunter because of the you go against an Elden Ring boss, and it's hard because you need to know the timings. You need to know when to dodge. You need to know when to get aggressive and when to hold back. And you have a lot of resource conservation. And I found, just personally, when I was playing Monster Hunter World, that the difficulty came because of... It wasn't so much as timing as I lost because I got bored. Because I was like, alright, I've been fighting this thing, and then I start getting lazy, and then I get aggressive because I'm getting lazy, and then it's like, now I'm making mistakes.
It's funny, DeMarco, you just kind of described Monster Hunter, which is interesting because...
Which is what people like about it.
Yeah, because it is about, like, I'm going to go up against this monster, and I know whenever he rears up like this, it's going to be at least 2 seconds before he slams down, so I know that I can do... A, B, C, whatever, movement or whatever.
I think
Or
I'm
when he
in the
charges
same
at you.
boat. I think I'm in the same boat as DeMarco. That's why I was never able to connect with Monster Hunter, even though I really wanted to try to. Was just that it just felt very drawn out. in terms of the combat scenarios, and it just I understand why it clicks with certain people.
Yeah.
I'm glad that tons of people are enjoying it. It's just, I think, speaking for DeMarco and myself, it's just not our particular flavor of
And
gameplay loop.
It's
that
mostly
really,
about the gear, right? You can like
It's very
my
gear-based,
understanding of it
100%.
too is really you could go through Elden Ring or Dark Souls and you could build your character, and some builds are make the game easier and some builds make the game harder, but Monster Hunter, in my understanding of it, is like if you're going and you're fighting against this monster that does this type of damage and you didn't build the gear because you didn't farm this other monster for it, like you're just gonna have a bad time. And that's drawn out, and maybe that's not the case, but I think it's
End game, yes, but not for the base game, I would say. And when I say end game, I do mean like over 100 hours into the experience.
But I think it's that problem, even if it's not actually that big of a problem, it becomes exponential when you're spanning it across a fight that's going on for 20 plus minutes.
Yeah, or like 45 minutes, like because each quest is 50
more.
minutes long, with your time limit.
so-
Yeah, so I totally get what you're saying. And I know, like, an Assassin, I always ask people, Assassin asks the same question, like, whenever you played Monster Hunter, did you play it with friends? Because whenever you do play with friends, you sort of just
The
forget
time
about...
goes by fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. You sort of just forget about all the... It's just not a game that plays well as a single-player game, which is a detriment to a lot of people that just want to jump in by themselves, because you can
I'd
become
rather
very
do
bored.
Warhammer with friends. I'd rather do Ready or Not with friends. I'd rather do Marvel Rivals
Yeah,
with
yeah.
friends. There's a lot of
you're
other games
jumping
I'd
in.
rather
Yeah,
with
and you're
friends.
in
Because
it.
you're
I
jumping in
totally
immediately.
get it. Yeah, I totally
and it
get
doesn't
that.
and it doesn't take an hour.
Yeah, I
I
completely
mean,
Although
understand.
a
listen,
Marvel
it can
Rivals
take an
game
hour,
that
like
takes an hour
a
would
story-driven
be,
co-op game. Think like exactly like or even Helldivers. Like Helldivers rounds can go on. I don't know how long, but
They
They
can
go
go
for
on
quite
for
a
about
while.
30 minutes.
30 plus minutes,
They can
right?
go
Like,
30
for a
minutes,
while.
yeah.
I miss
yeah.
Helldivers. We
least a
need to
half
jump
hour
back into
for
that
like-
sometime.
I miss it too.
I miss Helldivers.
I could sit
too,
and do
dude.
Helldivers. It's just
Let's play
it's just-
Helldivers. After
And
the
that
show.
also has monotonous gameplay.
Yeah.
Very
Hey, I'm down. I'm down.
I could do
I
it. I could
mean,
do it.
I'm good with it too.
I'll have to download it. It'll take me a while, but go ahead, Arcade.
Yeah, sorry. I wanted to mention my two kind of smaller news stories here towards the tail end of the show. One, which is very small because we really can only speculate about what this means, but the voice actors for both Dom and Cole, I think, for Gears of War posted Gears E-Day images on their...
Ooh. Oh wait, hang on. I'm sorry. Hang on. We lost you. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. We just lost all audio, and I knew this was gonna happen. Hang on. It's because my earbud died. So hang on, chat. I'm just gonna keep on talking while I put this fucking thing in. No one can hear. I can't hear you guys. No one can hear anyone. It's fantastic. Give me 1 second. I gotta make sure that the output here is there. And
Jonas.
Jonas.
there we go. Okay.
Jonas is so done.
I know.
I would
It's
be too if I was
because Jonas because Jonas does so much to help me, and literally everyone, he's like, we just went through this. But it's because my earbud died, because all day today, all I did was replace an entire floor in a shed that I'm trying to build up so that way I don't have to rip it down. And so I had my earbud in all day listening to podcasts while I worked. So right before the show, Assassin, I was like, Assassin, I gotta go put my earbud on charge because it's gonna die. I put it in, it's like earbud, it's like battery medium, and I'm like, fuck! I knew that was gonna happen. Anyway, so we should be good now. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
It's called Infinite Battery, right here.
I was gonna say it's.
I know,
And it's
man.
annoying. It is a hassle.
I know.
It can be, but it's called Infinite Battery.
I just,
Yeah,
And that's worth the hassle.
I know, and
I forget oftentimes that you actually don't use headphones. You use the small little earbuds.
right, because I don't like feeling like I'm like.
Get a couple
Yeah,
pair of headphones and you
I
don't
get
feel that way.
so-
I
No,
know.
but,
I have a nice
what
pair
I was,
too.
what I was saying, and now I can tell everybody in the chat because everybody was not privy to that information. But one small news story I wanted to share was that the Gears of War E-Day voice actors, specifically the actor who voices Dominic Santiago, Dom, and then also the guy who voices Coltrane, they posted Gears of War E-Day key art on their social media accounts. So they're teasing something. I don't know if they're just teasing like, hey, we're doing work on the game, or that they're teasing that we might be seeing something from the game. Maybe, most likely in the June showcase, whenever Xbox gets around to that. And Gears E-Day is one that obviously I'm so excited for. I can't wait for that. But the second news story, and one that's a little bit closer to my heart because it's a series that I just absolutely adore. And you brought it up actually earlier, which is where I had the idea to think of it. But Metro is celebrating its 15-year anniversary as a franchise. It's been 15 years since Metro 2033, the original version, came out, and Metro, man, is such an amazing narrative-driven single-player shooter series. It's so fucking good. And
People should check out Stalker if they love Metro. Go ahead.
I will. No, I will check out Stalker at some point, but I wanted to bring this up because the 4A Games team posted a celebration video showcasing some of the best moments and showing people's love and reactions for Metro, and they also posted they had a blog post to go along with the 15th anniversary celebration, and in it they mentioned that they are still working on the next mainline entry in the Metro series, but now what I find interesting and what I find very important and relevant is that because of the ongoing conflict overseas with Ukraine, that the story that they're telling, they've actually decided to make it a lot darker in tone than anything they've done with Metro before. And they've done that because it's a reflection of the climate that they're working in. But I just thought that was so interesting that they're like, okay, they're teasing that this story is going to be the darkest Metro story yet, and all of the Metro games have been pretty freaking dark.
I was gonna say they've all been dark, but that, man, what a brave thing to do for them. Like, and again, it's the same thing with the Stalker devs. Like, they are like, we're gonna push through.
They're bringing a lot of their real lived-in experiences into their work. And I think that is going to result in something that's very special. And above all else, I miss the Metro series, man. This year, it will have been 6 years since Metro Exodus came out. It's been that long. So I'm ready to jump back into the Metro and see maybe because depending on what ending you get in Exodus, we don't know for sure which ending is canon. Maybe see how Artyom's journey continues or doesn't continue. Who knows? But I love the Metro series, and I just wanted to shout them out, give them some love.
Well, don't spoil anything.
I'm not.
Yeah, I like though. I do like that what they've done in the past is they have multiple endings, and they always say like, no, this is a canon one though. Like when the next game is coming up.
Yeah,
I do really like that about how they handle it.
There will no doubt be a canon ending.
Yeah, there's gonna be one they choose. Yeah.
It's I'm excited to see where the story goes from here, because Exodus felt very much like almost like a closing chapter, so it's going to be interesting to see where they go from there, and also how the narrative and the story of the game reflects on the war going on overseas, how it kind of taps into that real world relevancy. I'm very keen to see that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw some love at the
awesome,
4A
bro.
Games team and
What?
Metro.
Whoa.
I cannot wait for the next Metro game. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Whoa! Hey, so, this isn't breaking news, but this is kind of significant for Metroidvania fans. So I'm reading from an Xbox Wire post, and they're talking about, their mission statement and what they're trying to do. This is just a sentence from it, but it's kind of significant. Looking ahead, our lineup is incredible with upcoming games like Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Descenders Next, and FBC Firebreak to play across the whole Xbox universe. And of course, Hollow Knight Silk Song 2. So, why
Teasing
is
some Hollow Knight
Microsoft
stuff, huh?
why is Microsoft mentioning Hollow Knight Silksong after so long?
I mean,
Is it finally time,
It'd be
boys?
great if they'd fucking come out. I mean, I'm not like a fan of it or anything, but I know people love it to death. Yeah, maybe it's time.
To death?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
literally the
I
game
mean,
that
it
everyone
doesn't-
asks for every showcase.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, it doesn't
Except
surprise
for
me, but
GTA 6.
I suspect it would be, you know, I always suspected that it would kind of be it, if not this showcase, then the next, right? It's not the type of game that I thought was gonna get ever canceled just because of the nature of it, right? It's platformer.
I mean, Team
Metroidvania,
Cherry really
so-
does care about the quality of their
Yeah.
games.
So, but that's cool.
That's
I'm
great.
excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for
Still,
Hollow
I'm
Knight fans.
surprised they put that in with Clair Obscure and FBC Firebreak, because those are 2025 titles. Those are confirmed to be this year.
Yeah, it could be a holiday release. That wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
But sorry, I just muted myself. Sorry. And yes, love that for the fans of that franchise. Hopefully they get something soon, because maybe I feel like I need. Is it on Game Pass? Is the first one on Game Pass?
I don't think
Probably.
so, no.
Well, I don't have Game Pass, so I don't know why I asked that. But, but anyway, and also just real quick, Arkane. That news is so awesome, because there was that post that came out recently about Metro that people were confused about which studio was the.
It's on Game Pass.
Okay, fantastic. I'll make
Hollow
sure.
Knight
That,
It is on
Void
Game
Heart
Pass?
Hollow Knight Void Heart Edition on Game Pass. Yeah, it's on
Okay.
PC Game Pass. So
How
it's
much is
definitely on Xbox Game Pass. How
20?
much does it cost? $15.
50?
15?
15.
Oh God, I was
15.
like 50. Fuck me. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Well,
No,
yeah.
15 is is pretty doable. for
Yeah, yeah, I can do
Metroidvania.
15. I mean, I can't do it right now, but I'll do it sometime. But yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to say, with the whole Ukraine studios and stuff like that, some of the most. Can you guys imagine? I don't even know if I want to get into this. I just want to say, like, just people in the Ukraine that are doing video games. Like, you think that they would just be like, we're done, you know, but like, work has to go on. You go through a breakup, you go through a loss of any kind. You still have to get up the next day and go to work. And these people are making video games that are based in their country that's at war. It's insane to me that, like, Stalker.
Not
and-
just GSC Game World. Right?
Not just GSC Game
4A
World.
games either.
Yes.
Fat Cat replaced.
That's right. Yeah. What did they work on?
They're working on Replaced.
That's right. Yeah. And so everyone's like, where the fuck's Replaced? And it's like, do you not understand what's happening in the world right now? And it's just insane. Just to shout them out, man. Like, all the Ukrainian studios just working on video games during war. It's insane to me. So yeah, shout out to them. And Metro, I can't wait for the next Metro. I guess my only complaint with the last Metro was that it sort of punished you for killing, which was very strange for a.
The other ones did that too.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do that. But it's because
always
there's
good.
there's a message and there's a theme in there about the never-ending cycle of violence and
Right.
and about your choice to succumb to that cycle or to be
Right.
the one to kind of break it
Yeah.
and yeah, you know, so but
Is
yeah,
it-
I'm excited. They're actually also one of their studios, I believe, split off and renamed themselves, and they're working on a brand new IP in the 4A engine that the Metro games ran on, and it's like this weird
Oh yeah,
almost
you
like
mentioned
cyberpunk.
that.
It's like a cyberpunk looking game set in like a futuristic South America. It looks really interesting. So that's another one that some of the 4A guys are working on that I'm kind of curious to see how that one pans out. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember you
yeah.
sharing that to us in the group chat. It looks
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I look, and again, there's so much to look forward to, especially this year, and sorry, True 77. Whenever I see Mass Effect, I'm just like, I just get like zoned. The Mass Effect successor. What was it? Sorry, what's he talking about? Exodus.
I thought he was saying he was just gonna skip right to Metro Exodus, but what he really meant was like, no, I'm gonna play Exodus, the new
Mass Effect
kind of Mass Effect looking sci-fi RPG, and
right.
but I was saying that like I had assumed he was talking about Metro Exodus, which is why I said, like, please don't skip 2033 and Last Light. Those games, especially the Redux versions, have aged remarkably well. They still play really good. The story is incredible. Just the atmosphere and how immersed you get into that setting, the post-apocalyptic metro tunnels, and it's so good. So and yes, Jonas, Mick Gordon is actually composing the music for that new IP that 4A's team is working on.
Which game?
Yep. I forget exactly what it's called. I need to.
Oh
to
God, I
look it
love
up.
Mick Gordon so
It's,
much.
It's okay, so it's called La Chimera, which I think is like Spanish for the Chimera, and it's a like cyberpunk-esque.
That's right.
First-person shooter, and it's set in South
Reburn,
America,
right?
in like the distant future. Yes, Reburn. Yes,
That's what
so
it is. Yes.
Yeah, so one of the 4A studios renamed themselves, and they rebranded to a new name called Reburn. So they're now called Reburn Studio.
Right.
And they're working on this brand new IP, and it looks super crazy, like wild sci-fi kind of cyberpunk.
It looks like what's it called? Fucking Crisis is what it reminded me of for some reason.
Well, it runs on the same engine that Metro Exodus did, kind of that updated version of the 4A engine. And so when I was watching the reveal trailer, I was like, oh yeah, this looks like very similar gameplay wise to the Metro series. It looks like it kind of has that same kind of jankiness to it, but
yeah,
the jankiness is like part of the charm of that franchise, you know.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's fantastic. DeMarco, anything you have to say for yourself?
I'm excited for the upcoming months in gaming.
Thank you, Assassin.
Upcoming months, upcoming years. It's going to be a very interesting time. So.
Yes, exactly. Assassin, what did you eat right before you came on the show?
I had fried rice with
I'm
yum
so
yum
hungry.
sauce.
Fried rice and
talking
spaghetti?
about buttered sausage.
I hate you all.
No one ever uses sound bites anymore. I always forget. We never
I had to
have.
sneak one in there. So.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it.
Buy a Zora, buy a Zora, buy a Zora!
I can't beat you here.
This is the best.
Wow, wow, wiggle wobble, wazzy waddle woo.
Shout out to Holly. She's not here tonight, but she'll be back maybe. I don't know. But anyway, butter sausage. Talk about butter sausage. Anyway, hey, listen, Arkane, you've got a lot going on, but where can people find you? What do you have going on with your channel? And when will you let your mustache grow out to touch your chin?
This unfortunately is the furthest it's gonna grow out, man. I can't do much better than this. I'm not able to grow the full beard like you as badly as I want to. This and like kind of a short little rounded goatee is the best I can do.
I love
but
it. It's beautiful.
If you guys enjoy my Trump impersonation, you can find me on YouTube at the Arkane Realm. I'm posting a lot of different sort of content. I'm trying to get some content out over the coming weeks as I'm transitioning into moving to a new place and moving into a new job. I'm going to try to still maintain that consistency that I've worked so hard to try to apply to the channel. I'm also on X. You can find me there at the Arkane Realm, where I'm usually posting whenever a new video goes live or whenever I'm live streaming, or just reposting a lot of different stuff. So you guys can find me there. So
fantastic. Yeah. Thanks for jumping in, man. I always love that you just jump in randomly. It's always a pleasant surprise to have you there. DeMarco, what have you got going on? Do you have anything in the pipeline that you're going to shoot out and spray all over everyone? You know.
Definitely not that. No.
Oh, sorry. Let's start over. What do you got coming through the YouTube stuff, if anything?
We got. Listen, we're working. I'm working to make sure that I stay consistent with the weekly podcast Thursdays, starting at 6:30 p.m.
It's amazing.
Eastern Standard Time. So that's the main focus. If I accomplish that, then the channel's doing well, in my opinion, at least for the time being. So if you want to hang out further, get an extra dose of You don't get the silliness. You don't get the silliness that you get here on the Renegade Realm podcast. So, if you want an extra dose of grumpy, serious DeMarco, then I got the show for you.
Listen, I'll jump on. I meant to say in the last episode, I'm so pissed about this. And I'm so pissed I took my toothpick out of my mouth.
Last episode was one of my favorites that I've done.
And I'm so pissed because I didn't see the invite because I've been so busy. By the time that I saw it, the podcast went live, and then I was like, oh, the podcast is up. Oh, I have messages on Twitter. Oh, fucking DeMarco invited me on an Elder Scrolls focused podcast.
Yep.
Fuck.
It really did feel like sort of the origins of my channel, where that was like the big thing, that and Starfield. Yeah. So it was very pleasant, and Jonas being on board was excellent.
It was the best so far. Anyway,
it was probably my favorite show.
Listen, get me on next time with the Elder Scrolls and fuck, made me so mad. But it was such a great show. Jonas was an amazing co-host. It was just fucking fantastic. By the way, you asked about like lore, like obscure lore in Bethesda, and I was like, Mike the liar, and I wanted to say my piece. This is so like. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Mike the Liar was actually inspired by a developer that's still at Bethesda. His name is Mike. And they called him Mike the Liar because he would fib about certain things, but nothing that was, like, he wasn't like, I'm married, and then he like wasn't actually married. It was just like little things like, I left a sticky note on your desk, and then he didn't leave a sticky note at all. And just like, why you... So they inspired Mike the Liar from Mike, who is, what's his last name? Fuck, I can't remember his name. But anyway, that's my bit of Bethesda obscure lore. And
that's a good one. I didn't even know that one.
Yeah, it's just, Mike the Liar is just legendary. And there is an amazing video by Nate, the Epic Nate, on YouTube. I'm sure everyone knows who he is. He's got... Yeah, and he just did an episode about Mike the Liar, and it's incredible. Anyway, go check out DeMarco, because he's got a fantastic podcast every single Thursday, so that way you get a little break from Renegade Realm. And and his link is in the description below.
I'm gonna do that every time. I hope you know.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do it every single time. I'm gonna be doing it. Push Start Podcast.
Your wife is like, what the hell is going on in that room right now?
She's not here right now.
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
Okay. I can get away
I was like, you've never yelled before. I like that. Yell more. Go check out DeMarco. Go check out Arkane Realm. Assassin, what have you got going on? You got stuff coming?
I do. I am working on a script. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I saw a couple of people did sub to my channel. Thank you for that. I do have content on the way. I am working on a script for 10 upcoming Eastern games that I think that everyone here on the panel and in the chat should at least keep an eye on. Onimusha Arkane is one of them. I'm just letting you know now. I found another editor, one I completely trust with my life, and we are discussing how exactly we're going to do this. My plan is to just put out at least one video a week. That way I don't overload myself and I don't overload him specifically, because I know he's a very busy man. But he does editing for a living, so I trust his quality. But I'm gonna try and aim for Friday, if not next week. So keep an eye out for that.
Fantastic, man.
And I am gonna try and stream a bit more, but that probably won't happen tonight if we can somehow manage to squeeze Helldivers in. If not, then I'm just gonna go re-watch Solo Leveling. Because watch that anime, it's so fucking good. I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter going, I don't know why I missed out on this anime, but it's so good.
I need to check it out, for sure.
Awesome.
Definitely go check out Assassin. His link is in the description below. Go follow him on YouTube, Twitter. Same for DeMarco, Arkane. Sorry, I don't have your links in the description, but
they're never in the description.
Exist.
Let's get real here for a minute.
Yeah, I need to put you there because you're part of the Renegade family, so you just need to be in the description below.
I'm like the official, unofficial 5th no, 6th panelist on the show. So
That's true.
It's fine. Let's just keep the joke going for
Yeah.
a little while longer.
I love it. I love it. And for anyone who here who has just joined the channel and you're lurking in the chat, I want to just thank you all so much for the support lately. Thank you so much, Jonas, for linking Arkane Realm.
Yeah,
I'll
thank
pin
you,
it.
Jonas.
Boom. There you go. Go check out Arkane Realm. Go subscribe to his channel. Go follow him on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And it's been amazing. And thank you guys so much. It's been another amazing episode. We went a little bit over. We were a little bit late, so I think we sort of balanced everything out. It's been fantastic. And I've done way too much cocaine tonight, so I think I'm going to shut up. And we're going to get out of here. I love you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye, everyone.